Here we are, friends. Are we out there? Are we awake? Are we available? Are we open for business? We're on the train somewhere in the New York area. It's been a long day, folks. It's been a very, very long day, folks. It's been a very, very long day. Are you guys out here? Are you guys ready to rock and roll? All right, we got some people coming in the chat. We got Forrest Fine online. We got Thriftwear #2, Faith with the bronze medal. Appreciate you, fine folks. I'm gonna be honest, battery's kind of low. I'm trying to charge it with a battery pack here. If if you have been keeping an eye on the Instagram, I have been digging the Deadstock all day. Tons, thousands of pieces. We hit 3 or 4 different spots. I am somewhere. I don't know where I am, but I'm somewhere. We've been in New York City. We're going to be here for 2 weeks. If you guys have seen the Instagram story, put it in the chat. We've been finding crazy stuff today. Jeff Hamilton Deadstock jackets. We've been finding NASCAR jackets. We've been finding a lot of vintage sports stuff from the 90s. Tons of Y2K stuff. And I'm not from here. I don't know much around here, but you put boots on the ground and you get out there and you go get it. So if you guys have any questions, please pop them into the chat. We got a little bit of a train ride back to our donation, but if you guys are looking for the dead stock, go on Instagram. I'm going to sell all of that stuff from this area. I'm not shipping it back home. I'm shipping it straight away. So the DM is open, folks, and it's good prices. Everyone needs to make money, and if you guys can make money, I can make money. Everyone makes money, and that's the way the world goes around. So please, we woke up early. We're staying out late. If you got some questions, put them in the chat. Please, please, please hit me with a couple of questions before we get off the train. I don't know how long we will be on the train, but anything you guys want to know, any questions you got, hit me with the good news. I don't know the reception here. I don't know how much battery power I have, but this one will be a quick one, and I don't want to leave you with nothing. I want to leave you with something on Wednesdays. So Jess says, how do you think Y2K and vintage is becoming oversaturated with whatnot rag house sellers? I think so, because the stuff is still hard to find and they're not making it anymore. So since they're not making it anymore, since they're not manufacturing it anymore, it is finite. Like there's only a limited supply, and whatever is out there, and that's it. So that's just the way it goes. So I think that no matter what the saturation is, since it is a finite supply, that it does have some upside still, and it does have some longevity still, compared to maybe something that's still being produced, or something that is like SKU to SKU competition. Sarah says, what's the coolest thing you found today? I don't know. What's the coolest thing? We did find some really, really we did find some really nice vintage sports jackets, like the leather ones. We got a couple of those ones. The Jeff Hamilton ones are very nice. Some of the sports shirts are very nice. So we did very good. Thoughts on selling Bibles? Some Bibles can sell very, very, very well, especially the old ones. So if you get the good ones, absolutely pick them up. Aaron says, how many pieces did you snag up today? Got to be over 1,000, right? Over 1,000 pieces today. We hit 3, maybe 4 different spots. And then we got to come back over here tomorrow. So tomorrow is hat day. So if you're in the market for hats, about 20 years old on the hats, I should be able to offer some pretty good prices, and we should be able to pick up a couple more 1,000 hats. Superman said they sent a DM on the coach. Yep, I have a lot of people in the DM, so I will respond to everyone accordingly. But the DM is on fire. So I have 16 unread messages, and that's on top of like 25 messages that is still on the bottom unread. So I'm going to hit everyone back, and I'm going to get everyone lined up tonight, and hopefully get everything shipped out tomorrow for everybody. How big is the New York mansion? No mansions at all right now. Jerry says, if I use a box on the shelf inventory storage for apparel, what type of bags can I use to store and number each one? In the chat, if you use the box method with the bag and the SKU, what size bags do you generally use to store clothing? In the chat, help me out with that one. What size bags do you use to get the clothing? Good to see you. How are you? Are you on a plane? I'm not on a plane. I'm on a train right now, but we did take a plane to get to the train. And we've been up here just buying a lot of good stuff all around New York and the surrounding areas. We've been doing very, very good. What old videos of yours would you recommend to watch to list shirts? I have some very good vintage t-shirt tutorials. So if you search tech and sports, how I secretly learned everything about vintage, that one comes up and that one gives a lot of resources there. Been looking for more swim trunks for the summer. What are some brands to look out for? Villa Breakwam sells very good. The Polo swim trunks sell very good. Some Vineyard Vines ones do okay, but the Villa Breakwam is probably going to be the best ones. Where are we? Brian says, what's my Instagram handle? Same handle is right here, folks. Tech and Sports. That's the one. Yeah, hats will be tomorrow. I should be able to get the price down pretty good because I'm buying a ton of them. But hats are going to be tomorrow. Yep. So they're saying 10 by 13 by 2. My man Tristan. Shout out to Tristan. How you doing, man? Where are we? Where are we? Looks like New Jersey Transit. You have a good eye, my friend. Is there a Depop call on Friday? Someone said that in the morning call. Yeah, Jeffrey is going to do the Depop call on Friday morning, and Jeffrey is a wealth of knowledge. So he's going to come with the heat. Absolutely. We will do a Depop call on Friday. So some people are using 14 by 20. Some people are doing 10 by 13, 12 by 18, 10 by 14. Very good. When you ship clothing in poly bags, do you input the item dimensions too? I've been getting price adjustments. Yes, you do have to input the dimensions. Otherwise, you will get price adjustments. So yes, it does go by dimensions and weight. Do you recommend trying to get started on Whatnot, or should I stick to eBay and Poshmark? You have to go to where the money is. If the money is on Whatnot, go on Whatnot and get the money. If the money is on Poshmark or eBay, then go on there and sell your items over there as well. You guys got any more questions today? If not, then we're out of here and it's adios. What are those jackets you pick up today? I picked up some Jeff Hamilton, some Baby Fat, and some of the Baby Fat jackets have 100% sell-through. We also picked up some Apple Bottom. Apple Bottom jeans have 100% sell-through. A lot of sports ones like G3 and some older Majestic ones, some older DeLong vintage sports ones, a few starters. Yeah, we have a lot of really, really good vintage jackets in the queue. Do you use an app that lets you upload an article on different platforms at the same time, like a cross-posting app? For me personally, I do not. Other people do, but for me personally, I don't have any experience with cross-posting. Any thoughts on selling vintage rock and roll records? They can be very fruitful, but you have to be very proficient and expert level at grading, because otherwise, those folks can be very picky and particular if the grade is not correct. So you do have to be very meticulous with the grading, but vinyl records do sell very good if you have the good ones. Nick says, any more of the South Pole jeans still available? The South Pole jeans sold immediately. So I had, I don't know, I think 200 pairs, but the South Pole jeans sold immediately. Those were gone immediately. How far into your reselling career did you niche down? I don't know. It was a considerable amount of time where I was still picking up like, you know, video game consoles at the flea market, or Sony Walkmans and Sony CD players that would sell for like 30 or 40 bucks. But probably like 5 years or so, and then I started to really focus on clothing. I was selling cell phones and things like that, but yeah. Oh yeah, we also got some Dipset shirts as well. Yeah. Is there any benefit to offering 60-day returns over 30? Technically speaking, you would get more preferential treatment if you did 60 days versus 30 days. If all things considered were exactly the same. It is better for the customer, but 30-day free returns is still a very good service, but technically speaking, 60-day free returns would be better. As someone who has just started, I have yet to get an LLC. At what point should I get one? That's a really good conversation to have with a professional, a CPA, or someone that is professional in that, because everyone's situation is a little different. So, sit down, you can have a consultation with a CPA or with a tax professional, and they will be happy to guide you and instruct you if your situation is best to have an LLC. Do you have any videos on how to eBay category specific? Started on Depop, just started to list on eBay, and it's like night and day difference when listing. Inside of the group, we have numerous and abundance of resources about item specifics. I don't have too much of that on eBay or on YouTube because, to be completely honest, like nobody would watch those videos. It's not entertaining enough talking about the nitty gritty of items. To research item specifics is to click the drop down, open up Google Images, open up Google, and look at pictures and look at a definition for each one of those item specifics that you don't know. When are you coming to Seattle to dig up the dead with me? Hopefully soon. Do I still have the FSU stuff in the video? I still have that. There are a couple people that have inquired on it, but I do still have it. I haven't had time to sell it yet. How important is item specific? Should I fill out as much information as possible? Item specifics are very important because without those, you are eliminated from left-hand navigation search. So it is important to fill those out, but don't make them up and only fill out the ones that are pertinent to the items that you have. If you thrift an item that has tags attached, do you list it as new or used? I list everything as pre-owned personally. It's less susceptible to getting a VERO or a policy violation from an overprotective brand. When comp prices are all over the place on sold items, what price range should I go with? It really depends. If you want to sell your item, then probably on the lower end. If you don't mind holding on to it for a little while, then price it on the higher end. But for me personally, I would price more on the lower end. No problem. Thank you. Do you do regular inventory and cycle counts? I do, yes, because sometimes items kind of disappear sometimes on the eBay machine. How long do you estimate all that stock has been sitting there? Do you think you're the first reseller to go through it? I'm not sure, but it's been sitting there for over 20 years. Like that stuff is for the 90s and some of it is from the 2000s. So like 20 or 30 years it's been sitting there. eBay keeps offering me seller offers out of nowhere. I am a seller and it's very annoying. Is there a way to shut this off? You could try to go into account settings and see if it will shut off, but that's what eBay's gonna do. They want to sell items. Last live before I leave for my wedding. Have I packed? No. Well, I appreciate you, Ruth. Good luck with the wedding. I appreciate that you're here and have not packed. That is very, very, very nice. Jeffrey says, when are you coming to Indiana harvest season? 5 months away. Sure, I'll be there for harvest season. Jeffrey lives in Indiana and he crushes it, Jay-Z. So Jeffrey does a really good job over there. What else do you folks got? Like I said, we can't be on too long today because my battery is not in the best of shape and we are not too far away from our destination. So hurry up, get in where we fit in, and I want to answer as many comments as we possibly can. It's been a long day, but I didn't want to leave you guys with nothing. I always want to give you guys something on Wednesday. Are you starting to feel more comfortable in the air? Josh, I think I might be getting sick, honestly, dude. Like, it was 33 degrees over the weekend. And I think on that day, we literally walked 13 hours, probably 25 or 30 miles. And I wasn't feeling that great today. I had to take some Dayquil, dude. So like, we've been boots on the ground. We don't take the subway. We don't take any kind of taxis when we're in the city. Like we walked from 44th Street all the way to Brooklyn across the bridge, and like it's 33 degrees and raining. So like, I'm gonna be in bad shape in a couple of days, but you got to get it how you live, right? Can someone tell me how I can tell if Peter Millar sweater is crown crafted? It will say on the tag crown crafted. Any advice on looking up upcoming AI software for sourcing? In the group, we have an AI call. But other than that, you just got to work with ChatGPT and you just have to see, you know, do some Googling around and things like that. Like there's no like resource for it because it's so new. Do you ever try to sell repeatable replenishables? I do not. I think the competition SKU to SKU is much more cutthroat than competition with selling like a more unique one-off item, even if that one-off item is not replaceable and is pre-owned. Do you still talk to Storage Auction Pirate? He has a massive haul of very vintage Levi's. I still do. He offered me some shirts, I think 2 weeks ago, but just not quite what I'm looking for. They were cool shirts, but just not quite what I was looking for. How do you find Deadstock? You got to go over there. You got to go where it is. You got to know the type of people that have it. You got to know the buildings that have it. You got to know what the buildings look like. You have to know what the inside looks like. You have to kind of look at the context clues and you have to ask the right questions. So um, it's kind of like being a detective almost. You just have to look and think like, has this person been here for 20 years? Do they own the building? Do they have indicators that they have been here for a long time? Do they have a basement? Like you just have to be kind of like a detective. Um, in your opinion, what is the best accounting software to use for eBay for beginners? I mean, a spreadsheet will get the job done, but as for like accounting advice, like it's probably best to speak to a professional. Brian says they had sleet and snow on Saturday. Yeah, like it said like wintry mix when I woke up, and that's just code for like garbage weather. So like it wasn't great, but we're still here, man. We're out here, we're getting it done. Um, why are there so many buys but never pays? I mean, define so many. A handful, a couple. Do you remember the name of the massive light bulbs you bought back in the day? I don't remember, but they were over 100 pounds and they were self-inflatable with 8 people can fit in them. And I drove home with 3 of them in my car. And if they would have self-inflated, I would have died. Um, what do you think about deleting all the items in my eBay store, going over and editing each and reposting? Will this work? Um, it may work if your items need work. Are going to improve them and they are not good listings right now, then it is a good strategy. Absolutely. I just purchased a semi-rare Marc Jacobs match sweatshirt. When trying to comp it, the only thing I found is socks apart from the collection. How should I price it? If it's cooler, then you price higher. If it's not as cool, then you price lower. Brian says you're a machine. Guys, we left New York in the dark and we are going back to New York in the dark. Like, um, a lot of people say like, this stuff can't be done. It's impossible. Guys, it might be impossible for some people, but it's not impossible for everybody. So we went out there, we made about 3 or 4 contacts. We made thousands of dollars. We found thousands of pieces. And the night is still young, folks. It's only 8:30. Could I have just logged off and fell asleep on the train? Sure, but I can't leave everyone hanging. We're out here, we're helping people, and that's just the name of the game. Like we can sleep when we die, folks. Um, you're gonna catch the Mets or the Yankees. We've seen the Yankees before, and it was miserable. It was rainy and it was like 36 degrees. It was absolutely miserable. But we saw them last time we came here when my son was up here. Tips on how to identify 90s and Y2K clothing. Absolutely. If you watch the video on my channel titled How I Secretly Learned Everything About Vintage, I go over everything. I give you all of the information. No question. Just wanted to say thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. What size boxes should I keep on hand for when someone orders multiple clothing items? I usually use the flat rate boxes. You get pretty good bang for the buck on the medium flat rates. But it's a hard question to answer because we don't know what size order the person is going to do. So just keep a handful of larger boxes and you just got to do the best you can. And if you need them in a pinch, you can go to Home Depot, you can go to U-Haul, you can go to any Lowe's, any various amount of places. New or vintage, do you think high end, if you can find it in bulk, is better? It all depends. Like you can find vintage stuff that's garbage, you can find new stuff that's garbage, you can find vintage that's great, and you can find new stuff that's great. So it's really hard to say. I have access to Robert Graham long sleeve button ups for 35 and make 25 after fees and shipping. Someone told me it's a bad business because I don't at least double my investment. Are they right? It depends. Is that the best use of your money? If it is the best use of your money, then rock and roll. If it's not, then don't do it. Um, where are we? Where are we? Red, white, or both? Oh, I that line is too long, Freddie. I've never had it. Um, Ben consistently listing 15 a day and thinking about bumping up to 20 a day, go for it. If you can afford it, if your business can afford it and you're not going to be sloppy, absolutely go for it. Um, I've gone through so many sterling silver rings, none have been good sell through. Should I switch over to clothing? It depends, man. Like clothing is not easy either. Like you have to go through hundreds and thousands of pieces to find like one. Sometimes you go through 1,000 items to find two. So like it can be tough. Any chance you might get Robin Hood of Goodwill for the podcast? I don't know. I don't really know them. But if they're cool, I don't know, maybe. Have you seen the recent Chinese warehouses where items are coming from finally attacking back and telling them, oh, like the white labeling ones? Yeah. It's very interesting what's happening. So I don't know. Clay said regarding Deadstock, you left me hanging. Dude, I have been in the trenches all day, dude. I have 26 messages unread plus, sorry, 22 messages unread now, plus all of these messages down here that are not even registering anymore. I will get to you as soon as I get back to the hotel, but we have been in the trenches, my man, and I will answer them in the order that they have been received. The people that hit me up first will get hit first. The people that hit me up last will get hit last. But we have been in the trenches. We have been rocking and rolling. This is the first time I've been sitting down since 6 o'clock in the morning. And as soon as my butt hit the chair, I jumped on YouTube to talk to you fine folks. Um, Sorry if you've already answered this. Will you ship directly the wholesale to customers? Yeah, directly to the customers. Hopefully that'll save me like $500 because I don't have to ship it to my house and then ship it out to people. I found a pair of Justin snake skin boots. What is considered bad condition? They flop over and won't stand up straight, but the snake skin looks intact. I mean, that's not extremely horrible. Just take a picture and let them know. Um, yeah, Brian says I'm sorting through 10,000 plus pieces. Yeah, man. The warehouse was 50,000 square feet, dude. Come on. I'm only one man. I'm only one man. Come on. The warehouse was literally 50,000 square feet. I will answer the DMs in the order in which they have been received. And that was only one spot we went to. Like this was one spot that we went to. 50,000 square feet that I'm sorting through all of these boxes by hand. Look, my hands have dirt on them. So I will hit the DM. Trust me, man.
North Elizabeth,
Um,
leaving the train. Please watch the gas.
am I going to be reacting to other videos? I don't have time to react to nonsense of other people's shortcomings. If other people have shortcomings, that's shortcomings for them. That's not shortcomings for me. I'm out here, I'm making it happen. I'm making money. I'm boots on the ground. If they can't do it, that's up to them. I can do it, so that I'm okay with that. Everything is documented. If they didn't do their due diligence and it's a reckless disregard for the truth, that's on them. That's not on me. I am enjoying my life. The last thing that I'm concerned with is what anybody else says. I am so secure in what I've done and what I've accomplished, where the CEO himself has gone on stage and talked about my multi six-figure a month business. That's the CEO. The CEO of eBay is on YouTube talking to investors about tech and sports, multi six-figure a month eBay business. You gonna say the CEO is fake too? Is in the chat? Is the CEO fake? Is the CEO fake? He's over there. He's talking about it. I'm not worried about it. If people want to just make up their stories, let them make up their stories. It does not give 1 ounce of attention. And it only makes people look foolish because the information is out there. Everything is documented, every single thing. And if you've been paying attention, it's documented. I'm in New York City. I know nobody. And my Instagram story shows me getting thousands of pieces, brand new, dead stock. It's not fake. It's right there. So it's up to them. It's not my problem. Um, have you spoke on the Thailand fakes and tips to authenticate it? It's pretty easy because the printing is very dotty, like a dot matrix printer. Um, so it's very easy to tell. Plus, like the single stitch is different. It's wonky. So like if you know what a real vintage shirt looks like, it's fine. It's very, very easy to tell the vintage fakes because they're all dots on the printing. Um, been doing 50 listings a day for about 6 months. Were there any efficiency tips you can think about that you found useful? Try not to, or try to cut down the amount of steps that you're taking, because if you're doing 50 and you're taking 2 extra steps, that's 100 extra, which is like 200 feet extra you're walking. So try to bring everything close and bring everything up. Um, how in the heck are people selling books or games with free shipping for less than I can ship them out? They are doing so much velocity where they can only make 5 cents profit and be fine. And they are getting a discount on shipping. They ship so much that they get a discount on shipping. Um, have you heard the iconic Bing Bong yet from the train doors? I think so. I haven't been paying attention though, but I think so. Um, um, where are we? I sometimes find good jeans at the thrift only to find out they have been hemmed after bringing them home. Are they still worth listing? They can be, but some people use like a keychain pocket tape measure, and that could probably help you a lot. Favorite spot in New York City so far for what? Pizza? I like Roma's Pizza. They're pretty good. Um, my wife says we should get that to eat. How do you compete against free delivery listings when you charge for shipping? How under the price should we list? Um, if the market dictates free shipping, then that's what you have to do. If the market allows you to charge for shipping, then that's fine. But you have to be able to secure and buy your items where you can afford to compete whatever the market dictates. What's the best tech t-shirt merch idea? I used to have some. If you go to resellergreatness.com, I had some shirts for a limited time and they sold fantastic, but I don't have them anymore. Who else is out there? Any more questions? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Questions, questions, questions. Questions. Anybody? Oh, there's the bing bong. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You guys got anything else? Have I heard of Little Caesars? Are you crazy, Jeffrey? Roma's in New York City is excellent. Anyone else have any more questions before we get up out of here on the train? I don't know how much further we got. And I also don't know how much battery we got. When will we get a shirt restock? I'm not sure. Do you iron clothes you sell before listing? I don't. I just put them in the washer, put them in the dryer, and then I stack them flat, and stacking them flat makes them wrinkle free. Have you ever been to any flea markets in Michigan? I have not. Um, where's the best spot to get video games? It really depends. Maybe the flea market is, maybe your thrifts are, maybe online. The biggest video game sellers that I know, thrift online. Is Tommy Bahama still bread and butter brand? Seems to be more saturated. It is saturated, but you can get the like the embroidery ones. The hand painted ones are very hard to find, or the ones with like very, very big embroidery or very, very big colorful patterns. Those ones do very well too. Am I filming from the iPhone? No, I have have my laptop attached to a power bank because we're like dangerously low to running out of battery here. You watch everything that you list, correct? I do. Brian says I'm retiring at 40, then goes on to work harder than before. This is the secret, guys. This is not work. This is fun. Do you know how much fun I had today? Do you know how much fun I've had up here in New York City and I'm gonna have for the next couple of weeks? Do you know how much fun I've had in New York City when I was here for a month? Do you know how much fun I had at the Grand Canyon when I went there 2 weeks ago? Do you know how much fun I've had in California when I was there for a month? You know how much fun I'm having? I'm having so much fun. And my idea of fun is finding cool stuff and making money. That's my idea of fun. I get to wake up every single day and do exactly what I want to do. It's the most beautiful time to be alive, guys. And if I don't want to do anything tomorrow, guess what? I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. Like yesterday, all I did was walk 13 hours around the city. I didn't do anything. And I had fun. It was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful life, guys. Every day you could wake up and do exactly what you want to do is a beautiful life. Um, hats in the washer. I do put hats in the washer. You have to be careful for red. You have to be careful for wool because wool's gonna shrink. Um, do you still go work out or use the treadmill? Um, not as much. Usually no, but I do a lot more walking when I travel. Um,
York Penn Station. $5 off my ticket going to New York Penn Station. I was wondering if anybody be able to help me out some change, a dollar, anything.
What would you focus on if you're starting out reselling on eBay? I would focus on my education and I would focus on execution. What was your first year like reselling financially? I'm starting over again. It was tough. It was difficult because you have to learn and you just have to learn. So it's just about learning and going out and executing, learning and going out and executing. Brian says you probably had a blast sorting through 50,000 pieces. Dude, I sorted through the craziest, most awesomest stuff that anyone has ever sorted through today. And I was the champion for the day. Like, guys, this, and I'm in New York City. Like, come on, man. It doesn't get better than this. Where are we? Chat is jumping. How do you know any major reseller selling magazines? Not too many. It's a tough grind. It's a little slow sell through and a little bit of a low profit. So you have to have a lot of items out there.
$1, anything to help you get
How much of the stuff do you keep as personal? Never. I never keep anything. The only thing I collect is dollar bills. Did you go to Broadacre's flea market in Vegas? No, I didn't have enough time. We just basically had a lot of fun. We didn't go to as many flea markets as possible. You had to check. How do my listings show one view but 3 watchers? This is Newark. This is Newark. This is not us. No, Newark is a city in New Jersey, not New York. That's on recording, by the way. So Newark is different from New York, for the record. So look on the GPS and see how far away we are. Because you're right, we are not paying attention. We're involved with this, so I'll give you that. So views reset every 30 days. That could be the discrepancy. Unbelievable. That's on Zoom forever, you know. I repeated it.
Like honestly,
Where are we? Where are we in the chat? All right. Catching up with the chat. I'm sorry. What did you say about Jordan logo in the middle of the shirt? I don't know if there's anything specific about that specifically. But I do talk about vintage Jordan on my 3rd video where I sold a $1,200 sweater to Travis Kelce, which people would probably say is fake as well. So whatever. The 3rd video goes over vintage Jordan. How do you choose what to pick up from a warehouse like that? The same as always. Only the good stuff, man. Only the good stuff. What do you think the reason for the increase in eBay sellers quitting? Probably not buying good items. If you buy good items, you make money. If you don't buy good items, then you do not make money. It's very simple. People don't like sell through. They think sell through is a bad word, but sell through is just code for desirability. If you pick up desirable items, the people will buy them. If you do not pick up desirable items, then you go out of business. It's flat out. It's black and white, guys. It's not emotional. Nobody cares. What do you think? I have 3 Hermes tags. I have looked, but I can't find any site that authenticates them. What can I do with them? Try the legit app. The legit app might authenticate Hermes. If not, maybe someone in the chat can help you. Where did you go today? I went digging for Deadstock in and around New York City. Do you still let people shop that are collectors in Miami like back in the day to one of the many homes you had with merchandise? This is how YouTube goes. People think I have many homes in South Florida filled with merchandise. That's never happened. Like, there are so many stories about stuff that has never even happened. I have never had many homes around Miami where people come through and buy items. I've never had many homes in Miami in the first place, let alone filled with items. But like YouTube and social media is like, it's like the game telephone when you were a kid. when you're a kid, like you tell the first person something, and by the time it goes around 30 times, it's a completely different story. Like if you read comments, like the stories that people say, I've never said before. Like I've never said these things, but people are calling me out on stuff I've never said before. So Matthew, I apologize. But I've never had one of many homes with merchandise that I let people shop out of. I do have a brick and mortar store that I do let people shop from, but I've never had one of many homes. I just have one home. That's it. Unless my wife has another home that's secretive. Um, Free bolo for the Thursday night crew. Apple iBook V3. Very good. If you get stuck, let me know. I'll send my husband to save you from Jersey. I appreciate that. Heading to the airport? No, sir. We'll be here for almost another 2 more weeks, my man. The mission is not done. Did that guy Connor used to come into your shop years ago and buy all your steals of deals and used to ride the bicycle? Yeah, Connor used to buy a lot from me, and I let everybody make money. And Connor used to make a lot of money off me, and good for him. I don't care. Victoria says the baby. I think we have a few pieces of that. If you do want to hit the DM. I pulled a 1600 Chrome Hearts hoodie for sale. Make sure it is legitimate. Did you have a previous lead on the Deadstock today, or did you find it just today? A little bit. I've been working on this stuff for a long time. Like you can find Deadstock just on Google Maps. Like I've driven on the streets on Google Maps and I go, that place has some, that place has some. I was doing it last night on the call while Max was asking questions. I was doing it there. This is the total sauce, but how are you getting to these places where you can actually source this cool stuff? I've told you guys. You can tell from the outside. You could tell what the buildings look like. You could tell who the people are. You could tell what's on the racks. You can see what has been on the racks. You can see how dusty the place is. You can see everything. Thank you, sir. Is the next one New York? That answers that. Are you still doing clothing pallets every single day? 4 or 5,000 pieces a day?
No, keep focused.
Thank you, sir. Are you visiting restaurants in New York? Yeah, of course. We don't have we didn't pack a lunch, so yeah, we're out there getting it in. All right, 2 more stops, folks. So you got to get in the questions. Hurry up. Two more stops, and then we're out of here, which gives us almost an hour, so that's pretty good. How many people are watching? Mine got stuck at 110. Right, good. We got some folks out here. Highest 90-day total I've ever had. Congratulations. Very good. MOB, very good. All right, guys, hit me with a couple more questions before we get up out of here. If you're not following me on Instagram, same screen name, Tech and Sports. We hit a bunch of Deadstock. Today. I do have a bunch of questions, a bunch of comments, but I'm gonna get to them. Where do you find the pallets? On Instagram.
The construction will be next. Except for the David Bergen and Pascal guidelines. Full start for the Hoboken in the Meadowlands. Equal construction next, followed by final stop New York Penn thereafter.
We got one more stop, then one more stop. All right, guys, one more stop, then one more stop, and then we're out of here. So I got to get packed up. Hurry up. Give me a couple more questions, and then I got to get out of here. Just saw your questions. DM about the toddler vintage. Those things were fire. They were very nice. All right, give me a couple more questions. Hurry up. Then we got to go. Pallets are on Instagram. The fake pallets, right? Fake pallets. They're on Instagram. Fake customers, fake items. Everything is fake, guys. Right here behind me is a blue screen. Blue screen behind. Yeah, everything is AI. All right, guys. We're out of here. We got to get off the train. I'll try to come live a couple more times this week and definitely next week. So appreciate all of you fine folks for hanging in with us. Thank you, everybody. Coming live somewhere between New Jersey and New York. Living the dream. Be great. Thank you.